Good afternoon, welcome. This is going to be the 12 noon. Hope you're all good. Hope you're feeling well. Oh, a little bit of, is that a bit better? Yes. Lighting, camera, action. Not in that order though. Right, a few little balloons over my shoulder there for Willow's 13th. Yes, she has made it. Congratulations to me on that one as well. And my wonderful family, of course, all helping and playing their part in my children's survival in this world. All is good today. We've had a good start to the day, although I was in terrible pain with my knee last night. It just griped all night long. It might gripe a little bit when I stand up to walk, but it gets into it eventually. The brain's a bit more willing than the knee at the moment, but we soldier on all the same. It's part and parcel, isn't it? Clocking up a few years, a few sports injuries and all that business to go alongside as well. But we've got to do the best we can and work the best we can and move we best we can. Right, everyone. It's turning springtime, isn't it? I'm sure it's the end of the month. It's not only Make Movement Your Mission's birthday itself, but also the clocks change. I believe it's on the 30th, isn't it? Something like that. Last weekend of the month, anyway. So springtime requires a little preparation. And look what I've acquired. You know what that is, don't you? I've got some roots and blooms, herbs, mixed salad, underground stuff, and what are they called? Brasilicas, or is that a form of underwear? I'm not really sure. And salady stuff. And there's one more that's been dropped. Lettuce. So I'm planning and plotting. The planning and the plotting never stops. It's either planning or plotting what I'm going to do in the garden, planning and plotting what I'm going to do at football. And in that way, I'm just looking at the top end of the room. Other stuff kind of gets waylaid and left behind, like the pots still need washing in the kitchen and stuff like that. That's what happens with planning and plotting, isn't it? Well, we plan and plot again for a 12 noon. I've got some leaning over, bending forwards, pick up, pick down, put down actions to do that could be relevant to the first bits of planting that you might be doing in the garden. Or just a general bit of tidying up around the house, which is something that I do need to do. Right, it's getting up there for time. I'm not really sure what this bit of hair's trying to do to me today. Let's just try and pin it back and say hello to a few of you. Margaret Wood's in, hello, happy day to you. Dry and cold in Chesterfield. Carol Kent's just arrived. Sandra's in. Mrs. P's in, all wishing Willow a happy birthday. Neve is much better. But they're off school for 2 days now. The schools are striking, aren't they? So Neve's managed so far this week at school about half an hour. Willow, they've even finished school on Monday at 2 o'clock for teacher training in the afternoon, which they do every now and again. So yeah, we're on a bit of a low week of schooling hours round here. It's a good job I'm around, really, but I will be in and delivering to you the 12 noon from Liverpool tomorrow and Friday. Anyway, it's time to get the get-go going. Hello, Odile, nice to have you in. 3, 2, 1, happy birthday, Willow, and welcome to the 12 noon. I was just thinking, I've not looked at the date today, but essentially I should know what it is, shouldn't I? It is Wednesday, March the 15th today, 2023. Right, shall we get going? Excuse my small hobble as I get into place. Stand tall. It's always these first few bits of moving that isn't great. So straighten up, lift and lengthen, use your external support if you need to, and start pedaling the legs. Getting some movement into and around the hips, the knees, the ankles, feet and toes. And if you want to do some of this from seated, do a bit of hip walking forwards first. And as you do that, sit tall, sit high through your posture. Feel as if you're literally perching on the edge of your seat, and also not sitting deep and heavy into it, but kind of perching on top of the seat as well. Picking up the knees, giving the feet a little bit of space to leave the floor. Roll back down, toes, ball, heel. And just find your groove with this. Find your rhythm. Find your rhythm and blues, your rhythm and groove, and your pace. You can bring an arm swing in when you're ready. Bring that second arm in pretty much straight the way if you like, unless you've got some considerations to make around your balance and your use of external support. So just walking up and down, treading up and down on the spot. Keep going there. I'm just going to tip this forwards a little bit, just to get my feet. That's better. That's a little bit better. Warming up gradually, steadily, but definitely through pretty much really simple, low level, easy to achieve, easy peasy to do circ boost moves. Now just bring that down. Back to a foot pedal if you like. Take the arms out of the mix and then settle your feet back down. All right, how are we doing there? Is all good? Are you feeling warmer? Hopefully that's the case. And you might just feel the need to take a few deeper, longer breaths as well. Sorry, just distracted by people walking past. I don't know whether it's Willow's gang about to come through the door. We're going to take some easy, steady knee bends here. If you've got, like, I've got a coffee table in front of me, and of course we've all got the floor in front of us and underneath us as well. So you can do multi-level knee bends. If you've got the seat of the chair in front of you, you could use that as well. It's not quite so close to the floor, but it will require a bit of a knee bend to get down to it. Coffee table and chair might be a little bit of a difference in height, but work with what you've got if you think you might need to. Use your external support on this knee bending action, and what it is, it's a sit back with the bum as well. A sit back, a knee bend, and you might want to take your hand to the chair. You might want to go a little bit lower, take your hand to a spindle that supports your chair and stand back up. You might want to do that on the other side. Holding on, just going down to that first level or second level if you like. And this just brings a little bit of knee bend into it without us getting too deep and low to start off with. So keep going with that. Now for your seated option, we're going to do a little bit of reaching towards the floor ourselves. Obviously our knees are already bent, so most of this is going to be coming out of your hips, the movement. Support can be with one hand onto a thigh. You can reach down towards maybe your calf level, mid-calf level, sit back tall. You could make your way down to your shoelaces, sit back tall. You could make your way down to the floor. See if you can touch the floor. See how much of your fingertips or hand, how many fingers can you get down towards the floor. And then swap sides. So we've got a kind of calf reach, a little hinge out the hips, a little bit of more of a hinge out of the hips to shoelaces, top of your foot, and then quite a considerable lean out of the hips to see how many fingers, or see if you can get down to reach the floor. In standing, here's where you can progress it yourselves. If you reach into the floor, if you've got your hand quite high onto your external support, then you might leave your arm behind you a little bit. It might feel a bit uncomfortable for the shoulder. So you might want to take a knee bend, place your hands onto your coffee table, could be the sofa, could be a chair, and then take a little bit of an extra knee bend in and see how many fingers, or if you can get your palm down to the floor, but bend it through the legs, through the knees. And of course your back has to lean forwards, doesn't it? And then just gradually make yourself taller again. Swap sides. Sometimes down and up, repetitive down and up movements which change the level of your head, sometimes done quickly, can make us feel a little bit challenged with balance or dizzy or a little bit foggy between the ears. And if that's you, then just sit, recover, stand, recover. Make sure things have settled before perhaps going again. And moving slowly, rather than too quickly, through these level changes as well can help with any kind of dizzy, foggy or balance challenges that you might feel. So what we might be doing this kind of stuff for is getting down to feet and shoe level, sock level, but also getting out in the garden. You might be doing a little bit of leaf picking up. You might be picking up a few weeds. You might be getting and gathering a little bit of stuff from debris from around the garden. You might be starting to do a little bit of a shovel or a dig with your trowel. If you've got a longer handled item, then of course you don't have to lean quite so far forwards, but you might need to be in a place where you're steady, stable, secure, whilst your arms do repetitive type movements. You might be poking a hole in the earth, dropping a seed in, getting ready for some blooms in your garden. All right, there we go, everyone. There's your first one. Okay, bit of tea towel action now. Or this might be your stretchy band move that you want to use. We're going to have a look at some outer thigh and some inner thigh squeezes and strengtheners. Right. So have a sit down. Let's go tea towel in between knees and then just squeeze the knees together. Let's do a few inner thigh squeezes. So hold that for 3, 4, up to 5 seconds without holding breath. Inner thigh squeezes, stabilising the inside of your knee, working into the groin, strengthening those muscles up. Part of the legs, so when you walk, you stand, you climb stairs, you hip walk, you march, you do any of those knee bend options that we've just done. Inner thighs are involved, although they might not be the main muscle groups that are working, but they're all involved in one way, shape or form. Done a few of those and hold them for a few seconds. We'll bring in a bit of achiness into your inner thigh muscles, which is a good feeling to go for. And our outer thigh strengthener, you might want to set yourself up by threading your tea towel under and then holding on top. Bit of grip strength involved here to keep that position, and then you're pushing your knees out wide. Or you might want to pull it over the top of your thighs and push against that way. Again, a lot of strength, strain, effort, muscular contraction through the arms. If you've got a band and it might be a bit longer, you might be able to wrap it round once or twice. Secure it down and press your knees wider. Now with the tea towel though, it's not that stretchy, is it? With a band, they are stretchy, so you'll see your legs move a little bit wider apart, your knees move wider apart with a band, and you might just not see that much movement with your tea towel, but you'll feel the tension and the effort. Hip stabilizers are these muscles on the outer thigh. So if any of you have got any grumbly hips, any hip replacements, any arthritic grumbles, anything like that, strengtheners are a great way to start working into and around those joints and muscles. Okay, there we go. One more to go. What we'll do is a little bit of heel raising, a heel raising experience. Now this could be a balance challenge. You might also feel the muscles in your calves grip and work. Give your knees a bit of a squeeze at the top as well. Depends what you want from this. If you want to work for a strengthening effect, really keep your shoulders stacked over your hips, so you got all your upper body going through your legs. A little bit of external support so that it removes the balance challenge. Try and go up for kind of a few counts up and then come down slower. Down more slower than you went up. Up, let's say three counts up, and let's say about 5 counts with the brakes on going down. And a real good squeeze of the calf muscles there. For strength-based seated, you're going to need to shift your body weight. So you might want to bring your elbows towards your knees so you got a bit more weight over your legs. And then you push down with your elbows as you push up through the balls of your feet. A good move to do as well if you've got a not too old or teenagery baby, granddaughter, grandson sat on your knee. They can be heavy, can't they? Lifting and lowering, getting into the calves. Best bet for you to do this version in seated. We can't really challenge balance so much in seated, but you can do some kind of ankle mobility, unloaded, unweighted from there. And in standing, for a bit of a balance challenge, come up, see if you can let go or lighten or reduce your support slightly so that it brings in a little bit of twitching and tweaking through the ankles. If we get our weight over the big toe, everyone, big toe, second toe, keeps our ankles in a good, stable, aligned position. Whereas if we let them roll, that might not feel so good for your ankles. So up and reduce support, let go, lighten whilst letting go, or with lightened support. Feel that shift and change of your balance. All right, there we go. All done. All done for a nice quick movement snack there. Afternoon Vivian, afternoon Gillian, afternoon Joy. Few of you coming in. Margaret, I think I said hello to you, didn't I? And there we have your 12 noon movement snack. Bex will be with you at 4 p.m. And exciting news. Bex and I are going to be going off on our holidays. I don't mean proper holiday. I mean work holiday. Does anybody remember Iceland at all? I think we had a really nice time there. So that we've got something else in the pipeline now. I might be away for my husband's birthday though, rather than my own this time. All right, everyone, I'll leave you to your afternoon. Have a good one. Enjoy whatever you're up to. If you can do a bit more of anything, do that. Crowbar a little bit extra in to build up and top up your achievement on movement minutes. That's what it's all about. Thanks all. See you from Liverpool tomorrow.